Welcome back to video 4 of the Recruitment Academy. We are whipping through these and thank you for staying with me so far. Hopefully you've already implemented what you've learned about job descriptions and adverts, and you've agreed to be proactive, and you've even gone so far as to look at people that have already contacted you about working for your business, and you've put them somewhere in a spreadsheet or a folder, or I don't know, even written them down, but hopefully you've already done that. So following the theme of proactivity, I'm going to talk to you about the job boards. So these are places where candidates register their CVs and their interest in looking for work. It's where you put your adverts so that wonderful candidates want to apply. So we use Indeed and CV Library. Other job boards are Monster, JobSite, JobServe, Reed, Total Jobs. They're kind of the major players, and then there are other smaller, more niche ones that are more suitable to certain industry sectors. But we're just going to talk about Indeed and CV Library. And the reasons for that are because those are the ones that we use at Fresh. And Indeed is known by nearly everybody. They've done a very, very good and effective marketing campaign. Everybody's heard of Indeed. And a lot of the companies and the businesses that we talk to about doing the recruitment for them, they've usually done something themselves on Indeed. Usually on a free account, they've maybe put out an advert and they've kind of worked their way through the responses. So everyone's familiar with it. So we're going to talk about that. CV Library, very easy, simple to use. We think it's cost effective, and we have researched the job board industry. We've tried different ones, so sometimes we use Reed. We haven't really had as much success with the others, and the others seem to be more expensive as well. So that's the reasons why we don't work with them. But it does depend what it is you're recruiting for. So there is another job board called CW Jobs. That's a technical job board. So if your position, your vacancy that you're looking for candidates for is technical, then I would highly recommend still use Indeed, but maybe use a more technical job board as well. So let's start with Indeed. So Indeed is really simple because you can just buy it on an ongoing, rolling month-to-month basis. So you pay for your adverts separately. One thing I don't think I mentioned on the advert one is to always sponsor your adverts. So there's no such thing as a free ad on Indeed anymore. You can post for free, but it won't get seen by very many people. They've become a lot more commercial, which is a bit annoying for us and you guys, but you can completely understand it from a business perspective on Indeed's part. So I'd always say sponsor your job advert, £15 to £20, but no more than 3 days. You can customise your end date, so you're not ending up with this massive bill at the end of it. Just to keep an eye on the ad. If it's performing, keep it running. If it's not performing, change it and put something else out there. And the best times to post adverts are Sundays, Mondays and Tuesdays. So back to the CV database side of Indeed, as you've got adverts and then you've got the database back end where we can search, and you will be able to search once you've got a subscription, all the amazing candidates that put their CVs onto Indeed. So it's £200 for a monthly subscription, and the best thing about Indeed is that you don't have to sign up for like 6 months or 12 months, which you do with nearly all of the others. So it is a rolling card payment. They will continue to take it until you say stop, but it is really easy just to cancel. You don't need to give them any notice. You just cancel your subscription and it won't renew. So it's really cost effective, and I've spoken to the team and we really make sure that we review the stats, the information, the evidence, the placements that we make off the back of each individual job board. And Indeed, even though they're making us spend more and more money, are still coming out top. So I would definitely say start there, because you can try it for a month. If you don't like it or it's not for you, then you don't need to continue, and there's no point trying any of the others, because they will want to tie you in for a longer period because they're very naughty. So on Indeed though, the difference with Indeed, it's a bit like Bumble BFF. If you Bumble, sorry, as the dating site, girls have to message first and then the guys can get involved. So on Indeed, you need to message the candidate first, and if they're interested, they respond, and that's when you can see their contact details. So until you've done that, their phone number and their email address and where they're based are blocked out. You can see, I'm sure you can see that, I don't know if you can even see their name. You can see the rest of their CV, so you know if they're relevant and worth contacting. Then you have to message them. So make sure you put in, you could add in templates into Indeed for messages, but I would be tempted to keep it quite short and snappy, because the whole thing with sales and marketing and recruitment, and dating, I suppose, because we keep making that reference, is to keep them wanting more. You keep them coming back, keep their interest peaked, keep them wanting to get more information from you. So I would keep a message quite bright and breezy. So, hey, Abigail, I found your CV on here. It looks amazing for a vacancy that I'm looking to recruit for at the moment. I'd love to have a chat, and just sign it off. You don't need to go into War and Peace about the vacancy at this stage, because you want Abigail to go, yeah, I'm interested in having a chat, and then you have a chat. Because the thing about written communication is no matter how much personality you put into it, or use of emojis, or whatever, it's still open to interpretation by the reader. So depending on what day they're having or where they're coming from, they may interpret what you've said in any one number of ways. So the best thing to do is to get them on the phone, because then you can talk to them about your job. You'll always send the job description over after the call, but you get to use personality, communication, energy, enthusiasm, passion and excitement to get them excited about finding out more about you guys. So keep your message brief. You can template it to make it easier for you going forward, so you don't have to write everyone, because you could copy and paste, but it's much easier to have an army of templates in your toolkit, so you can select which one to use best for whatever it is that you're recruiting for. And as you go through the different vacancies that you hire in your business on an ongoing basis, you start to build up this library of content within Indeed, so that you've got different templates for different things, and it just becomes, the more you use it and the more you add to it, the easier it becomes. So once they've replied to your message, you get your contact details, you can email them. I'd say give them a ring, or email them asking for their availability for a phone call, and arrange it that way, and off you go. It's dead easy to use, really simple, but it is really, really effective, as well as being cost effective, which is an added bonus. CV Library is very similar. So you put a search together in either one. So if I was looking for a sales executive, for example, we've had a vacancy in the insurance sector recently, so you might just put sales and, in capitals, insurance, and then it will search people's CVs that have the word sales and the word insurance in their profiles. I would keep it to a 20-mile radius from where the vacancy is, maybe even less, and I think that's because I think it says radius, but sometimes I look at the results, I'm like, there's absolutely no way that is 20 miles from Preston. I think it says the crow flies, even though it says it's a radius. So make it shorter than you would probably naturally look for. It still brings up loads of candidates, and then you can filter both Indeed and CV Library to candidates that have updated their CV in the last 30 days, 6 months, 3 months. You can go back as far as a year, which is something that I would really recommend if you're not getting a lot of sorry, I got an itchy nose. If you're not getting a lot of applicants coming up, or you've exhausted the ones that have uploaded their CV most recently, go back as far as a year, because no, they might not be looking for a job yet actively, but they have uploaded their CV at some point, so they were at some point looking for a job. They've not taken it down, and there's no harm at all in contacting them, going, hey, I found your CV on CV Library or Indeed. I know you've not updated it for a while, but I'm just wondering, are you open to talking about new opportunities? And then see what they say. The worst thing they can say is, no, I'm 100% happy in my job. But some people might be like, do you know what? Yeah, I'd find out more. I am happy, but I'm interested in finding out more. And then at least you've got their attention then, so you can talk to them about your vacancy. And the thing is, if you contact people and they aren't interested in your vacancy because it's not right for them, the location's not great, or they're simply not looking for a job, they are people, and they also know other people. So ask them, who else do they know? Have they got a friend or a family member, a current or previous colleague that they know is looking for a position that could be right up your street, and your vacancy could be a good fit for them? It's worked for us at Fresh, where we've hired someone off the back of a referral, so definitely try it. So don't be afraid of rejection when you're contacting candidates. It's fine. They might know someone though, so always still contact them and always ask the question. The thing about CV Library that I like over Indeed, because I'm not the most patient of people, is that you get the contact details straight away, which is the majority of job boards just display CVs as they are. It's only Indeed that I've come across that hides them until you message them and then they say yes. So it's easier sometimes. You can pull up your search on CV Library and you've got a list of candidates. You can check the CVs just to make sure they're in the right location, it is a good fit, and then you can just ring them and say like, hey, I found your CV on CV Library. Are you still looking for a new position, or have you got something? And then depending on what they say, off you go. And you can say, look, I know I've contacted you out the blue. Are you free for a few minutes, or shall we arrange a call? So you're being respectful, but you're not letting the whole, but what if they're in work, or what if they're not free, stop you from making contact, because you don't know when it's going to be a good time, because that crystal ball might not be working. So always ring them. If they can speak, they'll say. If they can't, they won't answer the phone. And then I would suggest send them an email, leave them a voicemail, or even send them a text message and just say what you would have said, but don't say it in a formal way because it's written down. Say it as you write it as you would say it. So you're still injecting enthusiasm and personality into every single touch point with the candidate, so that they're more likely to want to get involved. And again, don't give away too much information. If you're leaving a voicemail, again, keep it snappy. You found the CV, they look amazing for a job that you're looking to hire for at the moment. Can they give you a call back? You don't need to give them War and Peace, because you want them to get in touch so that you can speak to them with passion, excitement, and the most important thing, personality. So I think that's everything I wanted to talk to you about the job boards. You will get your follow up, your actions, your homework after this video, and it is going to be around looking at what you've done with the job boards in the past, maybe having a go, buying a license. Definitely Indeed, not CV Library, because they'll want to sign you up for 6 months. And you don't want to do that whilst you're just getting to grips with it. So that's everything from me. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you next video.